Hello, it's mid-morning on Tuesday and we had rain again last night. I thought the rain had finished, but we do seem to be getting some more lighter showers, not as heavy as it was. Now I'm heading down to the aquaponics because I've got a new project running here. And I will show you what it's all about. Okay, so the situation is we're going to be heading into the dry season. So with the dry season comes a lack of fodder for the cattle at the farm, and we're at the end or the latter stages of the wet season, and the cattle are not really in good condition because they're not getting enough diverse fodder. Now then, so I've rigged up this system here. This sump I had in stock. These roofing sheets I had in stock, so it cost me nothing. The header tank up top there I had in stock. So all that this system has cost me up to now is a little bit of effort and the cost of the grain. Now the problem is with the grain, they won't sell you the fresh corn. They'll only sell you the dried old corn, if you like. And the dried old corn is difficult to germinate. So they want to sell you for planting the GM corn, and it's 1,800 for 10 kilograms. Now that's cost prohibitive. I couldn't afford to do that to feed the cattle with. So I've got to buy local corn, fairly fresh, and then what you do is you soak it for an hour or two in a solution of a bit of bleach and water to kill any mold off. And then you rinse it off and soak the corn for about 6 hours to waken it up again. Then once it's woken up and once it's started to sprit or started to sprout, then you lay it out in the trays, and we add water to it every couple of hours. So it depends how warm it is, and the result is this sprouted corn. Now the situation is that sprouted corn is far more nutritious than the corn kernels. So the other thing is that out of 1 kilogram of corn kernels that sprout, you can get 6 to 8 kilograms of fodder out of it. So it's very, very economical to do. Buying the corn locally, I can buy it for anywhere between 10 and 12 baht a kilo, which is extremely competitive. Now this whole rack, which is 13 meters long, and these channels are 150, so it's effectively 13 meters by 600, which is about, it's close on 8 square meters of fodder. So if I got this really cooking on gas, I could be loading this 2 to 3 times a week and taking it down to the farm for the cattle to eat, and that would supplement their fodder. Indeed, they would gain weight. Cattle fed on corn sprouts can gain a kilo of weight a day. They say more, but I would just prefer to say a kilo and be on the safe side. But it's not as much about gaining weight, it's about maintaining condition. So I have bought on the roof here on the chicken house, I have bought I've got on the roof the some solar panels, and I've got in here a system which I've got to extend to here for 12 volt power from the solar, and I've bought a pump that will go in the sump there and pump this water up through this pipe all along and down into the header tank for distribution. So I've no doubt I'm going to have to alter it. I've got it sloping down this way, but there's a little bit of water standing here, so I think I'm gonna have to just adjust it a little bit. But if I can get this system working, then it's going to be a boon for the cattle. So there you go. The cost of this feed pipe was 300 baht. Cost of the solar pump was 300. So for 600 baht plus the cost of the corn, I've got an experiment which just might be a knockout for the cattle. Now, if you were to buy a professional system for this, they come in like shipping containers, and they don't do flood and drain. They do misting, if you like. They do a mist system. A lot of the success on this, because I will get this end right, there's no doubt about that, but a lot of the success on this depends on me being able to persuade the corn merchants to sell me fresh corn. Now, I'm going to go back, today's Tuesday, I'm going to go back Thursday, which I can take photographs of that system. So if I can persuade them that I'm not planting the corn, I'm sprouting it for cattle feed, I think I've got a good chance of them saying, okay, we'll sell it to you. So if they do, then it's happy days. Happy days. The other thing I've been thinking about, and I spoke to my friend Lou about, is May doesn't want to do the chickens anymore. We've got one chicken and she lays eggs pretty much every day. What use could I put this building to? Now, David Robert Thomas wants me to convert it for a bungalow for him. No, David, it's not happening. No, it's not happening because I can't afford it. But the situation is, what I could afford to do, I could line this with black plastic, which is cheap enough to cut out the light. And then I could build some racks in here, and I could grow mushrooms in here. That might be an idea. Not for me, I hate mushrooms. Hate them with a passion. But I think I could grow a couple of varieties of mushrooms and family would eat them. May would eat them, she loves mushrooms. Although May will say, my arroy, not tasty. The mushrooms for the jungle are more arroy, more natural. This is the way they ties up. But certainly they could be sold to markets, restaurants, hotels, blah de blah. Thinks you what? Bye bye for now.